Good day and welcome to the Couch Coach. In studio this evening we have some of the taller folk. All about volleyball tonight. We welcome in studio Mda. We got Yusuf and Siyolisa. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Yusuf, a little bit about your club, your team, your guys here.
Yes, I'm actually part of the Cape Warriors Volleyball Academy, and we formed a partnership with the Western Cape Sports School at the beginning of this year, after government withdrew some funding from the school. So we saw the opportunity to basically get involved with the school and basically create a platform for the kids to be coached in a decent manner, and thereby excelling in the sport as well. So I've been working with Mda in particular for about 9 months now, and Siyolisa has also been coached by one of the coaches within the academy as well.
Okay.
So this is kind of it's an early start for us now this year, but I've also been involved over the years, kind of coaching on and off with the sports school, which is where they played the volleyball prior to being involved with the academy. So I'm also part of the Western Province Volleyball Union. I serve on the executive there as well as the technical director as well. So part of my responsibility is to ensure that the development of the sport is enabled, not just within our district, but also across the various districts within the Western Province, Western Cape Province as well. Yeah.
Awesome. This Western Province Sports School, where about are they situated?
It's based in Kilsriver. Some people out there might know the old Book College. That's exactly where it is. It's on the Waynesfontein Road in Kilsriver.
And is it academics and sports that they do that?
Yes, absolutely. So it's basically a sports school. So they do the normal school curriculum, and they also focus on sport as well.
Awesome. Siyolisa, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing for 4 years now. I started playing when I was in grade 7. Yes.
Okay. And loving it by the looks of things?
Yes, most definitely.
Big smile there. And Mda, you?
I've also been playing for 4 years now.
Okay.
And it's been nothing but great having Mr. Yusuf coaching us. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I believe you're both at the school.
Yes.
And what's it like at the school for you?
For me, it's a normal school because we have the normal school hours that other schools also have with normal subjects. But the only difference is that it's a boarding school and we board, which is like something most people aren't used to. But adapting fine, the school's fine.
And for you?
Because
I think you said you come from Guguletu, right?
Yeah, I come from Guguletu, and boarding school has been great for me so far. And you get to focus on your academics and also on sports.
Okay.
Which is it's a great thing. A person.
You were mentioning before we started filming that I think one of the things you appreciated was the fact that it's taking you out from the violence in the community that you're experiencing.
Yeah, it's definitely helping me a lot, because my mom has been worried since in primary school. I used to hang out a lot and going out of streets and sitting in corners and doing such things. I wouldn't say
you can't say now, mommy's watching.
And the moment I got to Western Cape Sports School, it's been good, and it's been keeping me out of the streets.
That's awesome.
And we usually come back at weekends. So when I come back weekends, I don't normally go outside and just hang out with my friends. I just sit down and focus on school and sports at the same time.
Awesome. And which area are you from?
I'm from Blue Downs.
From Blue Downs,
yes.
Okay. And you also boarding at the school?
Yes,
you said,
I'm also boarding at the school.
And what has that done for you?
For me, it's helped me also focus on my schoolwork, because when I'm at home, there's so many distractions like TV. I've got 2 younger brothers as well, and they can be so annoying at times. So it's hard to focus. So keeping me focused academic-wise and also sport-wise.
Sport-wise, and keeping you out of trouble.
Yes.
Coach Yusuf, a little bit about. I believe you've got a tournament coming up, but before we get there, any other programs, particularly at the school, that viewers may be interested in?
Well, we at the moment the club itself, we are associated or a member of the Western Province Volleyball Union, so we partake in the various tournaments organized by the federation. That includes your usual the normal league matches, but then we have other tournaments throughout the year, so which we participate in. There's not only the indoor component to volleyball. There's about four different facets of volleyball. We focus in South Africa. We focus on actually three. In South Africa, we focus on three of those four. That being indoor volleyball, beach volleyball, and also para volleyball as well. Para volley. So that's the sitting volleybable.
Okay.
Okay. There is another one that's been introduced by the International Federation now quite recently. It's snow volleyball, which is going to be a bit difficult to organize. You can still manage it, you know. Some malls actually have snows in the malls and stuff where they have slides and stuff like that. But yeah, we focus on that. So we do organize these festivals as well, and we'll probably talk a bit more about the Volley4Hope festival in a bit.
Yeah.
But you know, they become involved in that not just from a playing point of view, but also from an organization point of view. So they learn those kind of skills, how to organize. So Mda and Siyolisa will be part of the court coordinators on the day of the festival.
Okay. Yeah. So you're not just playing.
Yeah.
You've got to work too.
Yeah, so they learn other aspects besides the actual skills of
okay,
the game.
so again, we're looking at a type of a holistic approach to the game.
Yeah.
And have you been a coordinator or part of an organization?
No,
of a
not
tournament?
really. I mean, with the league, we sometimes ref and stuff like that, but not really. I've never coordinated like the whole scene.
You're going to be a boss? It sounds like you like that.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, we have to pay some bills, so we're going to take a break, but when we get back, I'd like to pick up this Volley4Hope. The viewers out there, please stay tuned. We're going to pick this up after the break. Welcome back to Couch Coach. In studio we have Mda, Yusuf and Siyolisa with Cape Warriors basketball, volleyball.
Academy.
And we're talking Volley4Hope. You want to tell us more about this, Yusuf?
Yes, indeed. Well, Volley4Hope was a very small idea which started not too long ago. It actually started about in mid-August when we came up with the idea to run this festival. And it really came about as a result of the I would say the lack of you know, volleyball being active at the school level in particular. Government has been basically plowing a lot of money into sport at the school level, but not per se at the school level, but more at the community level over the last few years. And we're just trying to fill the gap as far as the, you know, after government has taken out of the curriculum the physical education as a compulsory subject. I know nowadays schools obviously they do have, some schools do have physical education, but it's not a mandatory aspect of the curriculum. So we then saw the opportunity to come up with this Volley4Hope idea to kind of bridge that gap. And it's really to kind of create an enabling environment for kids to basically excel, to see volleyball as a positive consequence in their lives, and learning all the various life skills that goes with that. And also to kind of show to them that volleyball is actually quite an easy sport to play. We were just driving on our way here to the studio now that we saw the kids playing soccer there on the field there next to the airport, you know, and it's such an easy game, accessible game to play, and volleyball is no different to that. You know, you just need a field and you get a ball and off you go. Similar to volleyball, you don't actually need a net, although net is kind of what you need as part of the equipment, but you just basically just need a rope. You need a rope and you need a ball, and then off you go, and you need a few interested kids to actually play, try and hit the ball that are, okay. So Volley4Hope really started not too long ago. We sent out communication to the various schools across the Western Province, and lo and behold, we initially had 120 limit set on the festival. It's not a tournament per se. We call it a festival because we want to remove the concept of winning and losing from the whole idea. We want to introduce other aspects to the festival where kids can feel that they achieved something, as opposed to, you know, one or two teams come out at the end of the day as being seen as victors. So everyone participating in the tournament are winners. Okay. So we started out by setting a limit to 120 kids. About 2 weeks later, we reached 120 quite quickly. So then we had to extend it to 160, and that also was reached quite quickly. So we extended it to 120 kids. So we've reached that also. If our medium to long term aim is to not turn away any kid, you know, to basically come and actually search for opportunity to play the sport, and thereby obviously kind of grow as people. Unfortunately, we do at the moment sit with real constraints as far as that is concerned. Not just physical constraints in terms of where we're hosting the tournament, but also financial constraints, because we set ourselves out to basically every kid that's going to be participating in the event will get like a goodie bag with a t-shirt, with food, and all kinds of other things that we will give away to them for free. You know, so that obviously comes with budgetary constraints, etc., etc. So we have managed to secure a few sponsors as well in the process. You know, companies that have actually bought into the vision of what we set out initially, and not just companies, but also individual people as well in the individual capacity that came forward and actually are contributing in various ways. So yeah, the Volley4Hope event, the official name is Volley4Hope Youth Volleyball Festival, which takes place on the 5th of October at the University of the Western Cape. Yeah. So we have formed a collaboration with the University of the Western Cape in that regard. So yeah, so we're looking forward to this first ever event of this nature, and we hope to grow it as a big event next year. Our aim for going forward into 2020 is to have 1,000 kids registered on our database. We're sitting now at the moment on 270 kids. Unfortunately, 70 kids can't participate. We had to operate on a first come first served basis, unfortunately. Sure. But maybe if there are companies out there that can maybe, you know, help us maybe get those kids to participate as well on the 5th of October, then that would be awesome.
So it's the first of the event, August, September, October. 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not even at the 3rd month, and
yeah.
You've exceeded your expectations.
We have.
And the schools are entering for free. You must have some amazing sponsors.
We do. I'm not sure whether I can mention the names of the sponsors, but
Give them a shot.
Yes, we do actually. We've actually got PenBev, Peninsula Beverages, on board. So they will supply the kids with refreshments on the day, that being water, Powerade. So there's lots of refreshments on the day. In fact, they've also offered some of the staff to come there on the day to help us with the tournament as well.
Nice.
So that's also a big plus there. We also have on board Ackermans. They've actually sponsoring the kids, each kid of the 200 kids with a t-shirt on the day, and then we also have Fika as well. Fika is one of the local sport apparel brands. So they've come on board as well. You know, they will be sponsoring drawstring bags. They will also be sponsoring t-shirts as well for the court coordinators, and also caps as well. And there's one other thing as well. It's actually a surprise, but it's going to be a mascot as well on the day. So we're going to have our first ever mascot. I've actually never seen a mascot in volleyball ever. So this is going to be the first one. It's kind of around the concept of the varsity sport and the varsity cup, you know, with the mascots. I think the one is Professor and the other one is, I don't know. Yeah, but so we're going to have, and his name is going to be called Spike.
Spike.
He's going to be Spike. So that comes from the spiking, attacking action. Yeah. So Fika is also sponsoring that as well for us. And then we also have Cafe Zoo as well, based in the Boerkaap, that came on board as well. They're sponsoring, giving us cash as well, to obviously cover the expenses of various things. And then also they're providing vouchers as well, meal vouchers for spot prizes on the day.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
well done. I mean, you're pulling something amazing off in a very, very short period of time.
Yeah, I always say, you know, like when you get older, like, you know, if you go over 40, then your network should be big and you can tap into that network as well, you know. So I think that's where we are now, where we can actually tap into the network that we've built up over the years. Awesome. I've been fortunate to be gaining a lot of benefits from the sport, having been involved in the sport for more than 30 years actually. When I started out at the age of where Mda is now at the moment, I started at about 16, 17 as well, playing the sport. And it's also given a lot to myself as well over the years.
It's great to see you.
That's great, yeah.
Sorry guys, we have to wrap this up,
yeah.
Unfortunately. A final word in closing, 30 seconds each one. And then also, whatever contact details you want to have us put up on screen, Jam's taking notes. Siyolisa, let's start with the young lady. What has the sport done for you and the message to
The
the kids?
sport has most definitely instilled discipline in me and teamwork as well, seeing that I'm also captain of my team. So it's helped me
Put that
achieve
in.
it's helped me achieve a lot because we even get to fly out every once in a year for provincial stuff. So the sport has most definitely affected me in a positive way.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And that?
Also me, the sport has done a lot to me, and also to go about the flights, and I've been flying. I think it's the 6th time flying
Wow,
now.
nice.
And it's been good. It's been providing my family with the benefit of me being a good boy and doing what I'm doing.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Well done. And Yusuf, contact details?
Yes, we can be contacted. We've got a website address. It's volley4hope.co.za or .com, either one. We're also on social media as well. Volley4Hope is the handle on Twitter and Facebook as well. Volley4Hope, the 4 being the digit 4. And then my contact number is 082-879-1182, and I can be contacted at any time.
Awesome.
Yeah. Whoever's interested, I can maybe just throw this in there as well. Next year we're looking to increase the number of kids to 1,000, so we need a lot of volunteers to come on board, in the form of coaches, coach administrators, schedule administrators, etc. Yeah.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much. All the best with that tournament, and please let us know how that went. The viewers out there, it's just an amazing story of our sport can make a difference to kids in our community. Check back after the break. We have the bald-headed ref giving us the lowdown on rugby laws and how, so that you don't scold the ref. We'll be with you shortly. Welcome back to the Couch Coach, and we welcome back Zayda Paulus.
How's it, Coach?
In his segment, don't scold the ref. So, Mr. Ref, are we going to get onside, offside? How's the side working today?
Yeah, let's see how it goes. But yeah, we're going to look at the aspect of offside and onside in open play. Okay. The purpose of the game ultimately is the game must be played on your feet. Okay, so when you're on the ground, okay, you need to be, it's open play. So just a few do's and don'ts in terms of what to do when you're offside or onside. So a player who's offside in open play, basically it's a player is deemed to be in front of a teammate who's carrying a ball or who last played it. Okay, and that player who's offside mustn't interfere with play. Let's put it that way. So when we say mustn't interfere, by that we mean he mustn't play the ball or tackle the ball carrier. If he
Or
is,
impede in any way.
yes, correct. Okay, and then as you say, he mustn't prevent the opposition from playing as they wish. So he's in the offside line, he can't just stand there and prevent the player from running forward, being in the offside position. So where a player can be offside, he can be offside anywhere in the playing area. So between pole and pole, okay, anywhere within that playing area is offside. A player who unintentionally receives a ball. So I'm just standing there, I'm trying to get back to an onside position. I unintentionally, my teammate or the person throws it towards me, I unintentionally catch it. You can see there was no intention there. He is not offside. Okay. So what then happens is in that case, generally you would award a scrum instead of a penalty. You won't penalize him. Okay. An offside player, he will be penalized, or he may be penalized if he interferes with play. He moves forward towards the ball, or he's in front of a kicker. So someone kicks up the ball or kicks in the air, okay, and he's in front of it. and he fails to retire behind the onside imaginary line, which is across the field of play, which is 10 meters. Yeah, so sanction for that would be a penalty. Okay, against him for being offside. Okay, the non-offending team, or the opposition, let's call it that, they've got basically two options. It's a penalty at the place of the infringement, or the other option would be a scrum, where the offending team last played the ball. Okay, so generally you would award the penalty, and you would ask the captain. Okay, most of them kind of know playing to these things. Again, a player who is accidentally offside, he, in that case, it won't be a penalty, it will just be a scrum, as we mentioned. Any offside player, he can be put onside, meaning he can play again by one of two ways. He moves behind a teammate who last played the ball, or he moves behind a teammate who is in an onside position. So hypothetically, I'm standing in an offside position, the kicker behind me, 10 meters behind me, kicks the ball, or my teammate kicks the ball, and he runs past me. Automatically, even though I was in front of him, he's now went past me, he was in an onside position, therefore he's now put me onside. All right. Other than that, as we said, the guy who moves past him, an opponent of that player, if he carries the ball for 5 meters or more, he then puts you, who was in an offside position, in an onside position. So hypothetically, they kick the ball, I'm in an offside position, the opponent, he gathers the ball and he runs 5 meters, I may then proceed to play, or what do they call it, converge towards the ball and tackle him. If the opponent kicks the ball, okay, he's elected to kick it instead of running with it, so therefore that. And then he intentionally touches the ball without gaining possession, yeah. So the ball rolls there and he sees that and he intentionally touches the ball, kind of multi penalty. No, sorry, I'm deemed to play. Okay. Yeah, then we get to, that's in open play, okay, and then retiring from a ruck, not retire from rugby completely. When you retire, meaning going back from a ruck, a more scrum or a line out, generally what you call your first phase, first phase of plays. So a player who's offside at a ruck, more scrum or line out, has ended. That's basically when we deem him to be offside. That player can only be put onside if he immediately retires behind the applicable offside line. So at the line out, for example, the line out is formed, the back line must be, as per the law, 10 meters from the line out, or yeah. So a player that's in there must retire 10 meters. The scrum, it's 5 meters, hypothetically. If a opposition player carries the ball again 5 meters in any direction, and then again the opposition player kicks the ball, okay, yeah, and then the only other thing is a player who's in an offside position, he may be penalized if he fails to retire without undue delay. He interferes in play, meaning he creates an obstruction to the opposition, and or the other, lastly, is he moves towards the ball, so the ball gets kicked there, and just by him moving there, there's ways for the referees to manage that by calling him back, telling him to stop until his opponent, his teammate puts him onside, then he can play. And the sanction again there for similar to earlier on, in the event of an offside position, penalty. Yeah, and that's about it. So generally, that sums up the offside and onside and open play.
Okay, so let's not get offside here from this director that's pointing fingers.
Yeah.
We've got 1 minute. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Enjoy the rugby coming weekend.
Yes, sir.
Start of the World Cup. Hopefully we'll have some things to chat about that comes out of this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next week.